Welcome to Let's Talk Horses. I'm your host, Jason Vance. Karen Waite, a horse specialist from Michigan State University, joins us today to talk about parenting at the horse show. And when it comes to parent behavior being a problem, you often think of baseball or basketball games, but horse showing can be a place for bad behavior on the part of the parents, right?
Absolutely. Horse showing is just another segment of the same society that sees potentially poor behavior on the part of parents at baseball and soccer games. Sometimes those same parents have children that are involved in horse shows, and sometimes we see the same behavior there. It's really not much different.
How does that negative behavior by the parents affect their children?
I think there's two things to consider here. Number one, that's in some respects, the parent wants the best for their children. They want them to have a great experience. With horse showing especially, they've got a huge financial investment, time investment. The whole family does, really. So first of all, they really want what's best for their kids. And then secondly, sometimes when things don't appear to be going well for the young person, they may get overly dramatic or negative in the course of the activity. And we know for sure, there's research to suggest that kids participate in any sport, including horses, because it's fun. And when they stop having fun, that's when they quit. And sometimes seeing their parents stressed or agitated or angry or loud is not fun, and that can make or have a negative impact on kids to the point where they don't want to participate in it anymore.
Now, if you see parents exhibiting bad behavior, what course of action should someone else take? If you see other parents being loud or angry, what course of action should you take, or should you take action?
It depends a lot on the situation and what exactly is going on and where. But everybody plays a role, really, in trying to make sure that behavior is fun and enjoyable for everyone involved at a horse show. If it's a judge in the ring and they hear it, the judge could certainly address the situation through a ring steward. If the show management sees it or hears it, they could certainly address it potentially with the parent. If it's a bystander, they may want to go either to the show manager or someone of that nature to discuss with the parent or to talk to the parent. We do have to be careful, again, because we have seen stories in the media where angry individuals may get physical, and we don't want to see that happen. But sometimes just something as simple as saying to the parent, let's walk over here away from the arena and have a discussion or ask some questions about what the problem is, can be helpful.
Now, we talked a little bit about the fact that negative behavior by parents can have an adverse effect on their children competing in the horse show. Now, as far as parents being able to be supportive and make sure that their children have the best experience possible at the horse show, what kind of advice do you have for parents to do that, to make sure that their children enjoy and, as you said, have fun showing horses?
I think the most important thing that parents can do is take the focus off competition as the central focus and put it more on the skill of the young person, put it more on the skill development of the young person, choose their battle, so to speak, wisely. So when the young person comes out of the arena and they've obviously not had an enjoyable time, that's probably not the time to be negative with the young person, but maybe take them back to the barn, ask them what they think went well, in addition to the things that maybe didn't go so well, and ask the young person what they'd like to see improve. And then parents know their child better than anyone, so they know when the appropriate time to ask is and what kind of approach is going to be most beneficial with their young person. But the most important thing they can do is just take the fixation off the prize and the competition and put it back on the skill development and the fun factor for kids.
Well, Karen, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. It's been great.
That's Karen Waite, an equine specialist from Michigan State University. She's been our guest on Let's Talk Horses. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week for another edition of Let's Talk Horses.